All right. Thank you so much for being here today. Really excited here. I'm going to reveal what I'm doing right now. Okay. When it comes to making money online. And this is going to be a completely new way to make money online that is not going to require you to learn a bunch of new skill sets. It's probably similar to what you've tried in the past. It's just slight tweaks are going to give you leverage and give you opportunity, right? So let's go ahead and get into it here. I'm going to bring up the slides that I have for today. And the first question is, right? Are you sick of selling the dream to people who can't afford it? Right? Because if you've been in the make money online space, maybe for the past couple of months, maybe you tried the make money online space, a few years ago and you kind of got kicked around a little bit and it didn't work out and you got frustrated, right? You know the playbook, right? You've seen people try to sell courses to desperate people, right? And what I'm going to propose to you in today's free webinar is why selling to people who've never bought education is actually the hardest game in digital marketing. Like selling to beginners, hard, right? And you'll see why and think about tiny shifts you might make that might make making money a little bit easier here today, okay? I'm going to show you basically how to build around proven buyers who are probably already in your comments. If you're posting content, they're probably already following you and they're being ignored right now, okay? So here's the first thing that you have to understand if you've tried to make money online, in the digital marketing space, if you've tried to sell a course, if you were an affiliate for a digital marketing or make money online program and it didn't work out, you're not failing. You're not failing, okay? You're refusing to lie, right? So that's good news. It means you have ethics. But over the years, however long you've been trying to win this game, you've quietly refused to use the playbook that the handful of winners you see on social media are using in the digital marketing and make money online world, right? And you know what I'm talking about. The income claims, which may or may not be true. The false promises, offering mentorship when they're not qualified and not following, right? Like that's what we see crush it. And you just have refused to play that game, which is great. I commend you for that. I've refused to play that game too. Excuse me. But as a result of refusing to play that game, right? You're exhausted. And it's not because you're lazy, it's because you've been trying to create belief with your audience or with viewers from zero, right? You're probably starting to doubt whether or not you're going to make this work when you could very easily go use ChatGPT to create some fake income claims and, you know, but you won't do it. And you don't want to send people down the path with that belief either, right? Because you've probably been sent down the path with that belief, right? Someone at some point in your history probably said, "Oh, you can make $10,000 easily," and maybe you bought in, and that's okay. That's how we all start this game, okay? And don't worry, but you don't want to give people that false hope. You don't want to flat out lie to people, and that's why it hasn't worked yet, right? So let's talk about what is really happening in this space, right? Nobody really talks about this because we look to the people who are making money and they're not going to talk about it because they're using the income claims. They're telling stories how they made 10K in their first 3 weeks, even though they've been trying to make money online for 12 years and they've been in six MLMs and all that stuff, right? They show the lifestyle photos and the purses that they buy and the houses and in the cars and all that stuff. And sometimes it's even manufactured proof, right? True story. A lot of times when you go into the communities of the digital marketing courses and you see people posting success stories, they're not actually successful. They just want other people in the community who are struggling to reach out to them. And then behind the scenes, they'll sell them coaching when they have never gotten the results before, right? It's manufactured proof all over the space. And that's what you've seen. You see right through it now and you refuse to run it, and that's great. Okay, but we need to talk about a pivot. We still want to make money, right? We don't want to give up. We still want to make money. Okay, so in today's presentation I'm going to show you what you're going to walk away with here today. If you watch it to the end, you're going to see exactly why selling to beginners is mathematically the hardest game in the industry. Sure, it's a big audience, but it's super competitive, and you'll see some other statistics and notes that will kind of flip on the light bulb and think, make you think probably like, why am I trying to do the hardest thing in the industry, right? So if you walk away with nothing else, that you'll at least walk out away with the realization like, why am I working so hard, right? There's easier ways to do this. There's easier ways to make money. And I'm going to show you who the real buyers are and how to find them, right? Plus, you'll have a clear picture of a business model that pays you for being honest, not being flashy, right? So you don't have to worry about income claims. You can be authentic and tell the truth and actually care about people and make money, okay? So yeah, just bullet points down here. I'm going to show you why beginner audiences are deceptively hard to monetize, how to identify buyers without becoming an expert, how to use a free conversion system to attract buyers instead of chasing them or trying to sell them on live streams. And once again, a path that pays you to tell the truth instead of punishing you for it, right? Because I get it. I've been there, right? Like maybe you felt this where it's like, if I just wasn't an honest person, I could make so much more money, right? Well, you don't have to, forego having morals in order to make money online. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So here's the truth. I scroll the same social media as you, right? And I see what's kind of working for people, but I want you to think about when you first got the idea that you wanted to be a digital marketer or you wanted to make money online, right? I don't think you envisioned spending countless hours responding to DMs. Like sometimes we get into a situation where we'll do whatever it takes to make money, but it's not fun. It doesn't feel sustainable. It burns us out. It wipes us out. It takes away all our free time, the very free time we were trying to go after by doing this whole thing, right? We know we don't want to go live every day and pitch to 6 people, right? And we don't want to continuously chase the next shiny object. All this stuff gets exhausting, leads to burnout, costs too much money, right? Like if we can get nickel and dimed to death if we always chase the next shiny object. 97 here, 397 there, 1500 here, 2500 there, right? And just before you know it, it's crazy, right? We don't want to do that. So what I'm going to propose here today is how to sell to proven buyers who already value education, right? I think that's one of those quiet things that we feel that we don't say out loud because we don't want to be negative when we're struggling to sell courses to beginners in this space. Is it's like, why don't they see the value of the education? Right? Why do they not see that they're only investing $500 or $1,000 or $1,500 to build a real business, right? And it gets frustrating. It's like, why don't they see the value? I'm going to show you how to build a real business that grows, where customers are happy, and everything compounds instead of resets. Because if you've never made a sale, that's what you might not know yet is if you make a sale and the customer feels misled or they feel like it's way harder than they thought they would be, or they're just not happy, they're not going to buy anything from you in the future. Whereas if they're happy and they're growing and they're feeling good about their purchase, they'll buy and buy again, right? Proven buyers buy. All right. And I'm going to show you once again how to use an actual done for you conversion system that you give away for free instead of selling, right? You're no longer going to have to sell on social media with what I revealed today. So here's the thing. By all accounts, I won the beginner game, selling to beginners twice, right? A couple more times than that, but recently I'm going to talk about 2 events. On TikTok, my first offer was Legendary Marketer. I did $1.4 million in sales with Legendary Marketer. Legendary Marketer, it was a high ticket digital marketing education program and is no longer in existence. But it was $2,500. I made a $1,000 commission. I was the #1 affiliate in the world for that program for 6 months. So by all accounts, right, I'm not telling you that to brag. I'm just showing you like I won the beginner game. Okay. Well, then after that, I decided to create my own affiliate marketing course. I was like, I could do better. I've been an affiliate for 12 years, right? So I created my own affiliate marketing course for beginners, did another 1.01 million in sales. And that, that's pretty good. Not bad for 2 years or whatever. So by all accounts, I know this audience as well as anyone alive, right? The beginner audience, I can sell courses to the beginner audience. And once again, I'm not telling you this to brag. I'm just showing you that this is not theory. I'm demonstrating proof so that you know for a fact what I'm about to tell you is not theory. I'm telling you I was playing the wrong game, okay? Because the next thing I saw, I don't know if you know who Alex Hormozi is. He sells to business owners, to marketers, to proven buyers. And I watched him do $81 million in sales in a single day, right? He was playing game two over here. He was selling to proven buyers that already value education, that already have skin in the game, that are already looking to solve problems in their existing businesses. And his business grows like this. The beginner game grows like this. You might see a couple of good months and then trail off there. That's one of the things we don't notice in this space when we're looking at social media and see the people winning. If we've been around long enough, what we realize in the beginner space is the people who are winning, there's always a couple people winning, right? Running the same playbook that you won't run, but those people get replaced. This is that beginner game. This is the game we want to play, something that grows, something that compounds. So when I saw Hormozi do $81 million in a single day, I never thought for a moment I'd ever do $81 million in a single day. But I did feel kind of like an idiot, right? I had been working too hard to make less money by selling to the wrong people, right? And so that's really what today's all about. Same effort you've probably already put forth or are putting forth every day right now. It's just different math, right? And once again, I'm not thinking we're going to make $81 million in a day, but we can do better by playing a better game, okay? So that's when I realized, really, even though I had success, the audience was the bottleneck, right? It wasn't the offer or my skill set. It was the audience, right? It wasn't the platforms. It was the audience I was targeting was the bottleneck, because every time I built up, then lost momentum. That's exactly what happened when I showed you in game one of the slide. Every time I had a great offer, I thought it was tough to sell. Every time I could get views and comments and leads, but sales were lacking, it wasn't my effort or strategy. It was the audience. That's the bottleneck. Okay. I thought I had a content problem. I thought I had an audience problem was the real fact, right? You know, I think when we think about beginners is we are competing with too many people who are half in, right? When we're talking to proven buyers, they consume more content. They're on social media to learn, right? They're already primed for an improvement offer. So that's what we're going to talk about today as we get into the meat and potatoes here. We're going to talk about the 3 shifts that you can make. Each one is a belief most marketers in our space are getting wrong. And when you flip it, it changes the entire game. Okay. So we're going to talk about the market myth, why the biggest audience is not the biggest buying market. We're going to talk about the expert myth, why you don't need to be a guru or have guru status to sell to proven buyers. You don't even need income proof, right? And I'm going to show you the algorithm myth, right? And the algorithm myth revolves around the idea, the false belief that getting more views is better. What if you didn't have to worry about getting more views? What if you got rewarded by the algorithm in actual dollars by chasing clarity, right? Not trying to go viral, but chasing clarity, right? Okay, let's talk about secret number 1, the math lie. The biggest audience is not the biggest buying market, right? We already know, as I've said, the easiest way to extract money from a beginner is a playbook you won't run. So we can't do that, right? But here's the math that nobody runs, okay? Yes, the beginner audience is huge, right? Millions and millions of people. Super competitive, but it just doesn't convert very well. So let's say we're getting 1,000 leads in the beginner market, trying to sell beginners on making money online. You know, if we can expect a 0.2% conversion rate, then we got 1,000 leads and we got 2 buyers. But proven buyers, right?
La prima
Buyers
cosa che volevo
buy.
farvi vedere è appunto
And I'm going to
questa,
show you
andando su
why.
andando su
And
My
that
Store e
rhymed.
poi su Edit Design.
Proven buyers, if you get
Quello che
200 leads
potete
and it
fare è
converts at just
appunto
3%.
modificare
We're
il
not talking
vostro
magic
sito come vi pare
numbers
e
here.
vi
We're just talking
piace.
3%.
Quindi sostanzialmente lui in maniera del tutto automatica
That's
vi creerà queste pagine di store
20% of the total leads, 3 times more buyers, right? 3 times more sales from a smaller pool, right? And that's not even considering the fact that they will be worth more on your email list because they'll buy again. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's important to think about the math, not just chase what we see. Okay. So here's why the biggest market is not the biggest buying market. Okay. When we think about beginners, all right, when we think about beginners in the space, people who've never purchased a course, who aren't trying to actively make money online, are just kind of passively consuming and dreaming, consuming your content, dreaming, right? There's bridges that they have not crossed mentally, right? And every bridge they haven't crossed mentally is another set of bricks that you, as the marketer, have to lay, right? More work for you to do, right? Like beginners, they don't even believe online business is real. Proven buyers do. Beginners aren't even sure if the model actually works, right? You right now, right? As someone in the game, you know this works. Maybe it hasn't worked for you yet, but you know it works, or you wouldn't be here watching me talk about this stuff, right? You know it's real. Beginners don't, right? You're here on your own time, consuming content, hopefully getting value. You trust yourself to do this. Maybe you haven't seen success yet. Maybe you've gotten down on yourself from time to time. That's natural. That happens to everyone, but you know deep in your heart this will work for you. Beginners don't. Beginners don't know that, right? When you've bought your first course or your last course or your next course, right? You didn't worry. You're like, okay, I can find the money. Money comes and goes. Investing in your education will pay you back eventually. You know that. You beginners don't. They're like, $500? I don't know, but I got grocery shopping and all that stuff, right? They don't even think they can find the money. They're not very resourceful. You are. They aren't even sure if the person is a scammer. Beginners assume everybody's a scammer. You don't, right? You may not buy everything you see, but when you're listening to me right now, you know I'm not a scammer, right? Beginners don't. They come into everything skeptical. And beginners also ask the question, why do I need to buy a course when you can get everything for free on YouTube? Why do I need to buy a course when I can get ChatGPT? Right? You've probably seen this in the comments. They believe YouTube can get them to where they want to be. You already know, right? Like YouTube University is the spiral of death, right? You watch 6, 7 videos that teach you how to do something, and about time you get to eighth video and you almost understand it, someone else comes on and just totally debunks everything you've ever seen, and the cycle repeats, right? Yeah, YouTube University is good for a supplement, but it's not better than a course. You already know that. Beginners don't. So once again, these are 6 bridges you have to bring a beginner across. That's a lot of work, right? Proven buyers have already crossed these bridges. Okay. So what is a proven buyer, right? What exactly is a proven buyer? What do they all have in common? Because that's what we need to understand. We need to understand who these people are. Well, they've probably bought a course in the last 12 months, right? If it's been 6 years since they bought a course, they're probably out of the game. Maybe they can get back into the game, but these are people who bought a course in the last 12 months. They already follow other educators on social media. They're already commenting and engaging on content because that's what we do, right? And they've already crossed every belief bridge, right? So I think we can start to see how these are much easier sales, right? Proven buyers have already done most of the work for you. They believe education has value. They already trust people in the space, right? You don't have to get them to trust digital marketing. You just have to be the next person they trust if you're selling to proven buyers. You're not selling them on a niche or a foreign path. You're just being the next right answer. You're helping their existing business, right? My mentor taught me this, like sell to people who are already in the game and solve a problem for them, right? Then they look at that solution as money, not, oh, I got to go learn a business model, right? And I already touched on this, but the most important thing is the proven buyers, they self-identify as someone learning, meaning they might be scrolling TikTok or social media trying to better themselves. Beginners are not, man. Beginners are out there just burning time. And we got to take them across all those bridges and get them excited and talk, get them to lean on the pain points. Proven buyers know their pain points. And so when someone talks to their proven pain points, they easily recognize it. Beginners, they don't even know what their pain points are. They just know they want more money. Here's one thing that's going on in the market right now. Excuse me. You're probably seeing this. There I do. Clear my throat there. Everyone selling in the beginner space is competing for the same broke audience and undercutting each other, right? It's impossible to build a real business in a race to the bottom, right? Every quarter, every month, every new offer, the math gets uglier and uglier and uglier, right? When I started with Legendary Marketer in 2021, it was very easy to sell a $2,500 course on TikTok. And in 2022, I had friends who launched $1,400 courses to undercut it. And in 2023, we started seeing the master resale rights stuff pop up for $597. Then we saw courses that were $297. And Now I'm seeing people who are known in the space selling stuff for 190 or 127, right? And I've even seen some $47 courses pop up. And yeah, you might make sales, but if everybody's undercutting everybody, right? Why would you buy digital marketing beginner courses for $2,500 when people are selling them for $47, right? You, as someone who's been in the game, probably can see the difference in value. Like you're going to get more value from a more expensive program, but beginners don't. They're just like, I just want the cheapest way to make money. You see what I'm saying? You already know this. You already know this. You know, even if we tuck this away, we already know this. It's like, yeah, we know. That's what beginners do. Okay. So what I'm going to propose is that you sell where there is actually demand. But no competition. So let's take making $500 per sale, for example. There is no shortage of offers out there that pay you $500 per sale. And that's what we want to be in that neighborhood if we want to make decent money. One sale a day becomes a pretty good business. Two sales a day becomes great business. So we want to be in that $500 commission range, right? But here's the thing. If you look out into the space and look at make money online opportunities, digital marketing courses and stuff like that that have $500 commissions, that doesn't change, but what changes is what's underneath them. Right? Conversions drop as prospects find cheaper options. So that's no good. Now, I have a program and I'm just using this as an example. It sits on top of a proven buyer pool. This is what I'm currently selling. And I'm using this to illustrate a point to show you what I'm doing right now. I sell Level Up, right? It is not a course for beginners. It is mentorship for digital marketers. It is education for the next level of digital marketing. It is where you go after you've gotten the basics from your digital marketing course. So what it does is it sits on top of a proven buyer pool. People who already have skin in the game. There is no $97 Level Up. Okay. I'll tell you why I deleted that in just a second. Right. You can't go get what you get inside my community for less money. Right. As a matter of fact, that we touched on this in the last screen or in the last slide. Plus the audience it serves, they already know that you get what you pay for. If you went to go buy $47 mentorship, you already know what you would get. A beginner might think that sounds great. Oh, free mentorship. That sounds great. But you already know what that looks like. You've probably been ghosted by a mentor. Okay. You want what works, not what's cheapest. Okay. So the whole point here is the price isn't what's different. The market underneath it is. So two very different $500 commission opportunities there. Okay. Let's move on to secret number 2. Hopefully we've really hammered home why selling to beginners is tough. Let's talk about secret number 2 is when you're selling to proven buyers, you don't need income claims to be believed. And that's huge if you don't have them. Right? Proven buyers have already been fooled by the income claims once. We all do it. It all happens. Don't feel bad. We've all been there. But once you get fooled once, you're like, okay, whoa. Right? You become immune to the nonsense, right? What you're looking for is an operator, someone in the trenches with you, right? Not a celebrity guru status. You want someone who's in the game and can help you, right? That's why I say a doer beats a guru, right? Gurus are great for beginners. Show the Ferrari and sell the false belief, false promise, sell the dream, whatever. That's a guru, but a doer works better for proven buyers, right? Because beginners ask, is this legit? Does this work? Am I too late? Proven buyers ask, can this help me execute? Why do you like it? What gaps does it fill? Right? You don't need proven buyers to trust the category in themselves. You just need to show the work and help them see the gaps, right? So this becomes more about diagnosing than selling the dream, right? It sounds refreshing, doesn't it? Like actually helping people, right? Let's talk about secret number 3. The algorithm rewards clarity. This is a little bit of a shift. Hopefully we've laid the groundwork based on mentality, really is what we've talked about, psychology even, if you will. Okay. Now we're going to shift to mechanics a little bit in secret number 3. Okay, so this is kind of like mindset, belief, psychology. We just covered those in secrets 1 and 2. Secret 3 is all about mechanics. The algorithm rewards clarity. You're probably thinking to yourself, why won't the algorithm push me out? Okay. When you make content that speaks to anyone who wants to make money online, which is what you do in the beginner space, the algorithm has nothing to optimize against. Right? You're just trying to create content that might be interesting to some person. And we know most people want to make money, but we don't know what state they're in. So when you're creating beginner content, you're not just competing against the 10,000 other gurus and digital marketers, some of whom have bigger income claims. You're actually competing against every video on social media that wants attention. And that should be an aha moment. That should be an epiphany. That should be a realization, right? Because I know when we're in the digital marketing world, the beginner make money online space, we're looking at, oh gosh, it's saturated because there's 50,000 people in this group all using the same messaging. And there might be some truth to that. Messaging can become saturated, not necessarily offers, but messaging can become saturated. But what we fail to consider is we don't have an audience that's actively looking with pen and paper in hand, taking notes, saying, I want to be a digital marketer, right? They're just scrolling social media. We're competing with cat videos. We're competing with, the security footage videos. We're competing with baking tutorials. We're just competing for attention with everybody on the internet. Whereas when you sharpen the audience, when we talk to proven by, like, I don't know why you scroll TikTok, but a lot of times I scroll TikTok with my business in mind, right? If you do that too, then you already know proven buyers do the same thing. And when you sharpen the audience, the algorithm gets sharp real fast. The algorithm rewards clarity, right? So let's kind of role play this a little bit. Let me show you what speaking to proven buyers actually sounds like, right? If we say something like, if you've already bought a course and still haven't made money, right? A beginner, there's gloss right over that. But anyone who's bought a course and hasn't made money, who's actively scrolling social media, is going to think, well, yeah, that's me. Let's see what that person has to say, right? You get an opportunity more easily to reach an audience, right? You could say something like, if you've built a stand store 6 months ago and it's still empty or overloaded, right? Then anybody who's got a stand store that has no products on it or 6 products on it is going to want to watch that video, and the algorithm will figure that out. You could say, if you scroll social media every day looking for content hack that'll finally work, but so far nothing has. Yeah, right. That's so much different than someone giving 3 tips to create better content, right? We've seen those. We don't fall for them anymore. Right? We're speaking a different language. You say, if you've been posting 3 times a day for 90 days straight, but no sales, or the sales feel random, right? Like, that would probably make you stop, right? Well, when you start doing that, when you start speaking to proven buyers, right, the algorithm starts to work for you, right? Now the hook does 2 things at once. It tells the algorithm exactly who you are speaking to, and it lets the buyer quickly identify your content as something that relates to them or their current worry, right? The algorithm can recognize the pattern, and you can get in front of more proven buyers more easily. Get it? Yeah. This is what I'm doing. You can do what the gurus tell you, or you can do what the gurus do, is what I always say. I guess this is what I'm doing, right? I made the shift. Here's the thing. These proven buyers, they're probably already in the comments right now, like today, in your comments, in your content already, and you're ignoring them because you're trying to sell to beginners, right? These are proven buyers. These are not passive scrollers. They have built their whole TikTok identity about the business that needs fixing. Right? Like, look, I just took one random video and took a screenshot of the comments. You got, like, what is that? Yolanda side hustle for 9 to 5, Kat side hustle supermom, level up with Libby, Jenna digital income, digital GG era, Kelly digital products, right? Like, their whole identity on the very thing they're scrolling is around solving the problem in their business. And they're being ignored. You're just like, oh man, it's all digital marketers in my comments. That sucks. Okay. It's proven buyers. Right? You see where this is going here? Is this starting to like, oh yeah, easier. Okay, I'm starting to get it, right? Heaven forbid you be in a community with 30,000 other people who are all digital marketers who are struggling. Proven buyer pool right there. Right? And how do we get this? Like, how do we get after them, right? Well, we move the free line, right? This is what's worked for me for the past 10 plus years. Move in the free line. I'm going to show you how to do this. Don't worry. So most marketers are saying what price point will still sell, right? Maybe you've thought this. I've heard this in the space. Oh gosh, seems like low ticket offers are really selling right now. It's a race to the bottom, right? Smart marketers are asking, what's the most valuable thing I can give away for free? The free line moves up, your authority moves up with it, right? If you're worried about your authority or lack of authority and you go undercut yourself by selling some $27 offer, you're going to dilute your authority even more. Because now instead of pushing a $500 product, now you're pushing a $47 product. Right? But if you move the free line, if you start to think to yourself, what valuable thing can I give away to proven buyers, then your authority is going to automatically move up, even if you don't have income claims. That's why you don't need income proof. Okay, so here's how I get proven buyers to race to get on my list. This is just what I do. On social media, I don't sell anything. I just give away a free masterclass or a free course or free training, something that helps existing digital marketers, people who are already in the game. And then I allow the funnel, the automation, to do the conversion work automatically. And then what happens is I just create the content and proven buyers show up to my offer pre-sold. Right? And I think this is where sometimes we get a little bit confused in this space is we think, oh my gosh, I need a freebie. I need a lead magnet. And then we put together some PDF or borrow some PDF and give that away. And we're thinking, okay, I want to give this away as bait to get the email. And then I'll follow up in the email and try to sell them my thing. Right? You're like, well, yeah, that's what we do, Brian. No, almost close. The free thing is not a lead magnet, though. It's not bait. The free thing that you give away is the conversion system that proven buyers want to consume. Right? This is the exact funnel system I give to all my level up members. Everybody who joins my community gets something, a done for you funnel that allows them to move the free line on day one. Okay, so let me give you a visual. This works. Like if you're watching this video right now, you know this works. This is proof. Even if you never buy anything from me, this is proof that it works. You got it on my list because you got a free thing, probably. Maybe this free thing. Right? You're watching this video on a page that looks something like this. Maybe this looks familiar. And maybe there's a button below here that allows you to jump into level up. How's everybody going to buy? No. But if you're here, you already know this works because some people are going to buy. Right? So why not just do this? Right? Like, why not just use automated conversion systems that people actually want, sell them to proven buyers, right? Like, imagine if you did this, what 6 months from now might look like. Right? You no longer have to be ashamed if your friends or family or neighbors see you online because you're not trying to sell the dream or fake it till you make it and coax beginners into buying your thing. You're trying to help existing digital marketers, proven buyers. Right? You don't have to make income claims. So there's nothing to feel bad about, right? You don't have to succumb to the fake screenshots, right? You're like, I don't know, maybe that's the only way to be successful. But what if my friends and family see me, right? You're not doing that anymore. You're not selling anything, right? You're not, doing desperate live streams where you got 4 people there and you're trying to get someone to buy. Just real work, a real audience, and real results. That's what 6 months from now could look like, right? If you targeted only proven buyers, how much easier would content be, right? You can just talk about the things in the industry that you don't like or that were bugging you or the false beliefs that you were given or the mentorship that got you ghosted or that ghosted you, right? Like all those things, right? Like that's a beginner's not going to care about, but a proven buyer's would be like, oh, this person knows me. They're going to feel seen, heard, and understood, right? Imagine giving away a conversion system instead of selling on social media. Not a freebie, not a lead magnet. What if you gave away a conversion system that proven buyers wanted? As a result, you get 3 times more views and 5 times more leads. Very possible. Right? Imagine doing it all without ever running the playbook that you're secretly ashamed of. Right? All those things, right? You already know. Okay. This is the point where you have the opportunity to pivot from selling the dream like everyone else to selling a system and a new opportunity to proven buyers. Okay. This is something we haven't even talked about yet. I want to talk about new opportunity. We're not selling an improvement, we're selling a new opportunity. Okay. Think about it like this. Okay. I want to introduce you to Level Up, right? So, Level Up is my mentorship community. It was built for proven buyers, people who are already in the game. It was built for marketers who want control over the growth of their business so they don't become the marketer screaming on their phone for 3 hours straight, trying to push a $97 tripwire offer to 12 people on a live audience. Right? Level Up is for people who are 3 days, 3 months, or 3 years into this game, but have already realized that there has to be more to it than just posting 3 times a day and praying or selling your face off on live streams. Right? So Level Up is not just another freaking course. That's a direct quote from one of the members. But there is a new opportunity that exists inside this existing community. Right? Level Up started as a mentorship community for digital marketers. Then all the members in there were like, this is amazing. This is exactly what we need. Oh my gosh, I'm finally getting clarity, all that stuff. They said, can we recommend this to our audience and earn from it? Right? When I started Level Up, there was no affiliate program, but members asked for it. So now there's both, right? It's still the same mentorship community. It's still got all the advanced training. Still go live twice a week, daily personalized feedback for digital marketers, like real access to a real 7-figure marketer. But now there's an affiliate program. I built the affiliate program, and what has emerged is something I didn't see coming. Right? Level Up isn't just teaching you how to market and sell stuff on the internet. It's giving you something to sell to proven buyers. And that's why it works. Right? Plus, because you come into Level Up, become a part of the community, you stay connected to your offer. And that's a big problem nobody talks about. When's the last time you logged into the course you're promoting now or the thing you promoted last, right? When you get disconnected, no wonder you can't sell it, right? Because you don't feel passionate about it, okay? So that's what I want to talk about today. The opportunity to get inside Level Up and have something to sell to proven buyers, right? It's the pivot today. It's the pivot I did, right? It's your chance to be early. Okay. And we're going to talk more about that in just a second. I just want to show you like everything that's included in the offer today, right? There's a button below this video. You can buy it and get started right away. When you get inside Level Up, you're going to get multiple done for you conversion funnels. Okay. Whether you want to give away a free course that I created that promotes Level Up on the back end with automation, right? Imagine that. Imagine giving a free digital marketing course, moving the free line. You can do that. You can give a funnel away that has this exact webinar. If this webinar has gotten you to the point and I've made nod your head, think about what this will do for other people who are just like you, proven buyers who haven't found success yet, right? It's a simple 2-page funnel. These are worth $397 easily. I've sold done for you funnels like this before, called the Profit Flywheel, right? This is the strategy though. You get the done for you funnel, you leverage a conversion process, you give this to your audience, and you have your affiliate link below this, right? It sits on your funnel on your website. If you don't know how to set up a funnel, don't worry. All the step-by-step instructions are there. It's built on System.io. It's free. You're going to get 6 months worth of proven TikTok content to model if you like that sort of thing, right? I've been selling to proven buyers for at least 6 months, so you can go through my content and see what works for me. I go weekly, I do weekly live coaching calls, 2 a week. I've sold individual group calls for $97 a piece, so this is easily worth $194 a week. You get the full training library on School, but you got a preview of that on the last slide. I have my 5-day authority and income course inside the dashboard, right? Not for an upsell. It's just in there for all Level Up members. I used to sell that alone for $395. 5 videos, about an hour a piece. I call it 6 months worth of mentorship distilled down into 5 videos. When you promote Level Up, you're going to make a $500 affiliate commission, and you're going to get lifetime access today, right? That's why I deleted that thing I did on the few slides back. I'm going to try this for a little while. I don't know if I'm going to keep this around forever. It used to be yearly price to get into Level Up. We're going to try lifetime access. One price, all in today. No gatekeeping, no upsells. I don't have other programs, right? Like I'm not going to sell you another funnel that works better. It's all in there. And this is what you can offer to your audience as well and make your $500 commissions, right? So that's what it is. It's the community that's built to evolve with you. Of course, that's how it started, right? So if you want to eventually sell your own thing or shift or do something else, really, I can help you do that. That's what Level Up is for. It's to help you level up. But pivoting now is step one. To sell to proven buyers is step one. Leveraging the done for you conversion systems inside Level Up. So you're not selling on social media. So you can create content that helps you stand out, right? Like that's step one. Right, and that starts today. If you click the button below here to get into Level Up, right? You're going to have immediate access to everything. But step two is staying ahead, right? The play that works now in 2026 won't be the play that works in 2028. It's just not. But that's the thing. I've been doing this for 13 years. I used to sell to beginners, right? And then in 2025, I pivoted to selling to proven buyers, and it's easier. That's simple as that. It's easier, right? So when the markets shift, platforms change, right? The marketers who win long term aren't the ones who learn a new strategy. They're the ones with someone in their corner who spots the next opportunity before everyone else does. That's it. This is your chance to be early right now. Even if you've made money online selling your beginner course, here's what I learned. The big wins aren't from the first pivot when you decided to start digital marketing and decided to go live and try to sell courses to beginners. The huge wins are when you've done that or tried to do that and you pivot again. Right? Because when you start selling to proven buyers, when you make the pivot, when you join Level Up, you're not starting at zero. You've got all your experience that you don't have to disregard. It's just a little shift that's going to give you leverage and create a new opportunity for you. New opportunity to do a lot of things. Get in front of a better audience, stand out, get more views, be proud of what you're offering, and continue to grow with a community that evolves with you. Okay, so there's 3 potential outcomes. There's probably more than that, but I just want to highlight these 3 potential outcomes when you join Level Up today. Okay, first of all, as soon as you get your done for you conversion system launched, following the step-by-step instructions already inside and waiting for you, your content starts to stand out and you get more views. Right? That's just what happens. Right now, everybody can see through your stuff because you're selling the dream to beginners. So you stand out, right? The email list starts growing faster with proven buyers, not skeptics, because you're giving away something people want, a masterclass, a new opportunity, a free course if you choose to go that route, right? There's multiple done for you funnels that you can start giving away for free. And you become a better marketer because you're in the Level Up room, right? Those are 3 potential outcomes. All great, right? I already told you there's no upsells, there's no gatekeeping, right? A lot of communities, they're rarely updated. They tend to skew to day one folks. You've probably seen this. The communities become a bunch of people complaining and asking how to get their link in the bio, right? And a lot of them, they have upsells stacked on top of upsells. I see the same stuff you do, guys. Like I see it. I know at least one person promoting pretty much everything. Like, right? This person might be promoting, I don't know. They're all great, but like, they're all the courses. I don't want to call on any specifically, but there's a lot of upsells in them, and they're launching more and more and more. Right? Level Up is all inclusive, one price for life, everything included, no exceptions. Okay, so it truly can be the last thing you ever purchase. Let's talk about what this is worth, right? What if the only thing purchasing Level Up today was give you a proven buyer targeting playbook? Right? That was like secret number 1. What if that's all it did? What if all it did was give you done for you funnels that you could give away for free? Well, yeah, that would change the game immensely, right? You get rid of my stand store, stop selling on social media, give away value that actually helps people, right? Like, did this webinar help you today? Did it give you an epiphany? Did it make you think differently about your business? If so, then it helped you, and you can give this to other people, right? If all Level Up did was pay you $500 to tell the truth, would it be worth it, right? And if all Level Up did was put you in a room with 7-figure operator who tells you the truth for the rest of your business life, would it be worth it? I think so. It's up to you, though. I can't make this decision for you. The price is $1,000 one time, all in, lifetime access, no upsells, no annual fee, no tier for you to sign up for later, right? It's all in there. If I create something new, I add it in there. It's just the way I operate. I did offer this $1,000 a year, but I'm going to try $1,000 lifetime. That still pays you a $500 commission, right? Get 2 people in here, you make your money back. There's probably 2 people already on your TikTok account right now that want this, that want to shift. They don't want to sell the dream to broke beginners anymore. There's probably at least 2 people inside your existing community that you could maybe build a connection with and want to do this too, right? That could be your money back right there. Everything else would be profit. But it's also a filter, the price, right? It keeps out the people who'd waste your time inside, right? Like that's what's frustrating when you get inside of this community and you got, 10,000 people on a $47 a month payment plan. It's like, it's a different caliber of people. Right? It keeps out the people still trying to decide if online business is real. So it's great conversations inside the community. Everyone inside Level Up made a real decision to be there, and that's what protects the room. So it's a filter, okay? You're not buying a course tonight when you click the button below or today. $1,000 for a course would be expensive and you'd be right to hesitate, but you're not buying a course. You're investing in the trajectory of your next decade, right? A different 10 years of your business life is what potentially lays ahead of you, okay?